What's up everyone, Big Dan here, and in this video, we're going to walk through the ultimate tank build for your companion Hulkenberg in Metaphor ReFantazio. We're going to explore the best archetypes to level for Hulkenberg throughout the course of the game, which inherited skills you should focus on, as well as how to unlock her most powerful endgame build. There will be some minor spoilers for archetypes, so bear that in mind if you're sensitive to that. A big thank you to Sega and Atlas for sponsoring this guide. If you want to check out Metaphor ReFantazio for yourself, be sure to click on my link in the description. Without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into our Hulkenberg build guide. In order to maximize Hulkenberg's build and unlock some of her mid and late game archetypes, we will need to heavily invest in the Knight and Mage archetypes early on in our journey. Knight is Hulkenberg's stock standard archetype, and it's great for tanking enemies in the early game. Knight's Proclamation will cause Hulkenberg to taunt your enemies, drawing their attacks and protecting your allies for one turn. It's important to provide her with defensive buffs and healing to ensure that she can continue to tank for you and keep the rest of your party safe. Shield Arts will be the Knight's primary offensive ability. It deals single target physical strike damage, as well as placing a debuff that decreases their hit and evasion for 3 turns, which is great. The Mage archetype is a damage dealing caster with fire, ice, and lightning abilities. It's not Hulkenberg's strongest archetype, but we will need to level it up either with battle XP or consumable items to unlock some of her other archetypes later. In addition to the Mage, we should also level up the Wizard archetype for Hulkenberg for reasons we'll discover later in this video. As we spend time with our followers throughout the game, we will rank up our bond with them and unlock some other special archetypes. The first one we get for Hulkenberg is the Magic Knight. This powerful tank class combines damage-dealing magical abilities with tank protection, buffing, and healing. Just like the standard Knight, you'll have a taunt ability, which is best paired with the Rakukaja buff, which increases Hulkenberg's defense for 3 turns. In a pinch, Hulkenberg's Magic Knight can also provide AoE healing with the Metaline ability. As for attack, her Heavy Rush ability deals single target pierce damage, but again, the strengths of the Magic Knight are primarily defensive buffing and tanking. Her best offensive synthesis attack is Magic Knight's Hammer. This attack deals extreme physical electric damage to one enemy, as well as inflicting a one-time weakness to electric, which is great for combining with mage abilities to deal out maximum damage. Another great synthesis buff is Marukukaja, which increases all allies' defense for 3 turns. As we progress into the middle and later portions of the game, we'll want to focus on unlocking Paladin and Dark Knight, as we'll need to level both of these to unlock Hulkenberg's most powerful archetype. Paladin is an absolutely stacked tank class providing high defense, taunting, healing, and debuff removal. Holy Knight's Proclamation allows Hulkenberg to taunt and tank all attacks against allies for 1 turn. This is good to cast after buffing herself with Knight's Defense, which increases her own defense by 3 ranks for 3 turns, which is absolutely massive. Holy Knight's Works is an excellent healing ability that recovers a medium amount of HP and removes nasty debuffs, making it a great healing and cleansing combo. And Revitalize 3 is an excellent passive buff that recovers a significant amount of MP each turn, allowing Hulkenberg to continue casting and extending her abilities. My favorite Paladin synthesis buffs are Magic Guard and Line Guard, and if you want to dish out some big damage, then the Crusader's Hammer is a great option, dealing severe physical light damage to a single target, as well as granting them weakness to light attack. Dark Knight is a more offensive-minded class, but has some special defensive abilities as well. Magic Counter has a 15% chance of repelling all forms of magical attacks, and Instant Recovery is an excellent passive that ensures status ailments are automatically cured after just 1 turn, saving you on consumables and wasted actions. For offense, the Dark Knight has a heavy emphasis on pierce damage with attacks like Heavy Rush and Mad Rush. Thunderstruck Thrust deals medium physical electric damage to one enemy and lowers their defense for 3 turns. My favorite synthesis attacks for the Dark Knight are Blackguard's Hammer and Peerless Shadow. Blackguard's Hammer deals severe physical dark damage to one enemy and inflicts a one-time weakness to dark. Peerless Shadow is an AoE dark damage attack that also decreases attack, defense, hit, and evasion for 3 turns. Absolutely massive debuffing right there. Before we talk about how to unlock Hulkenberg's best tank build, let's touch on some of her best inherited skills. Health Font is a passive which provides a 15% boost to Hulkenberg's HP. Strike Dodge increases evasion for physical strike attacks, which is also useful for tanking. Battle Cry is another good option as it increases the caster's attack and defense for 3 turns. Very late in the game, we'll be able to unlock Hulkenberg's best tank build archetype, and in order to do this, we'll have to meet the following requirements: Paladin rank 20, Dark Knight rank 15, Elemental Master rank 15, and 30,000 Mag. Now, if you've been following this guide, we have already built the Dark Knight and Paladin, but Elemental Master comes from Gallica's archetype tree. In order to unlock Elemental Master, we'll need to reach Wizard rank 20, as well as get Gallica's follower rank to 8, which doesn't happen until late September in the story. So you may want to use consumable items to level up Elemental Master for Hulkenberg, as we won't have a ton of time to rank it up manually. As for endgame weapon choices, Hulkenberg's best in slot options are Save the King and Lance of Judgment. So there you have it. We've explored how to craft the ultimate tank build for Hulkenberg and get the most out of her in Metaphor ReFantazio. If you want to check out Metaphor ReFantazio for yourself, be sure to click on my link in the description. Big shout out to Atlas and Sega for sponsoring this video, and as always, big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.